name is Coach Brandimarte. I'm a teacher and a varsity football coach. I teach in Armada, Michigan, and then I coach about 6 miles away from that in Romeo. We are Division I school, which is the largest level in Michigan. And this is I'll be going into my 21st year of coaching, and I've worked from 7th grade all the way up through to varsity now, and I've been a head coach, but now I'm currently an offensive coordinator at Romeo High School.
Right ahead.
Well, I'm Coach Blair. I coach at Stebbins High School in Riverside, Ohio. It's a Division II school, which is one step lower than Division I, of course, which is a medium-sized high school, basically. Let's see. I got back into coaching after stepping away from the game when I played college. I was a defensive back in college. Stepped away, started my career with the government. Met my wife. She knew how I loved the game, and while I was in Atlanta, she convinced me to start getting back into coaching. And I had been away from the game for 15 or so years, and so I started from the beginning. I started with with the little babies, with my 6-year-olds, and man, I tell you, it just being on the field again, it just brought back everything that I had forgotten about. So when coaches have been in the game for 15, 20, 25 years, man, I just applaud it, but because they stuck with what the passion was when they probably played the game. So I progressed and went up there. I went to coach 12U after that. And in Atlanta and Georgia in the South, it's a little bit different than up top. Youth football, for the most part, is based out of parks where you grow up in playing the sport, basically. You'll start from maybe 4 by playing flag, and then playing half field, playing 20-yard in, and then gradually expanding the game out. So you get to see a kid really progress from being a baby all the way up until he gets ready to go to high school. So it's kind of unique. Moved back to Ohio to be with my parents. I got a little bit older, and wife and I are both, from Ohio, so it was a no-brainer. Came back up, took a year off, watched some high school football on TV, saw my alma mater on TV, Stebbins, and saw them really struggling. And a little bit of pride came back out of me again. I was like, man, that's my alma mater. We can't, go out like that. That's not how we left it. Hold on. Okay. So I reached out to who I thought was the head coach, but he had just left to take a new job. And then I just reached out on a whim to Coach Brandimarte and said, hey, I've been coaching down in Georgia with 12U football. I'd love to sit down and talk with you. And, he really listened to me and heard my passion, felt my passion for the game. And he gave me a shot, and it was a tough shot, too, because when I started coaching again, I was coaching quarterbacks for the first time. This was about 4 years ago. And we were pretty bad. It was a long, tough season. And, Coach Brandimarte is a great mentor for me. We stuck it out, and then I got to go back to do what I was most comfortable with, which is defense. And we really blossomed. We did a lot of great things, a lot of firsts this year in our school history. And so now I'm on year 5. So take it easy over there, Mr. Experienced OC. And it's a great thing. I really love teaching those guys and watching them grow and getting them to have some passion about the game like I do.
As I kind of talk through it, our tight end, he blocks the first defender that's in his frame. So in this case, it's that defensive end that's on a head up or inside shade of him. And then the the wing is blocking the next man outside of him, the next threat. In that case, it's the corner. The tackle, his rule is to block on to kind of rip and run to the play side. In this case, there's no man on him at all that can can kind of chase down the play. So he's going to try to get right up to that Sam backer and try to cut him off if possible. If that backer's already gone, then he'll turn back. Play side guard's going to pull and lead. And then on the backside of the play, usually with a one technique, we'll block back with the center and we'll gut through with the backside guard. And the reason for that is we try to get that guard up to the second level. He's usually a faster player than our center to get in a better blocker at the second level. And the backside tackle, he's ripping and running, trying to cut off the will backer. Or in this case, if the will backer's already gone, he's going to try to cut off the next man, which was that safety that was rolled down on the weak side. And then the backside split end, he's going to kind of just work inside, try to get to that safety if he can cut him off. If worse comes to worse, he just continues to work downfield towards the free safety in case there's a cutback. In the backfield, the quarterback will reverse pivot. We're trying to hand the ball off in the play side A gap. And then that fullback is just going to brush shoulders, do a proximity fake, and really fake that trap or gut play up the middle. We give the ball, and the quarterback gets booting out on a waggle fake the opposite way. So yeah, it's just kind of, that would be like our traditional strong side jet play against the 4-3 in this case.
As soon as, like I said, as soon as the tackles are releasing the pull, our defensive tackles will be engaged in their hip that's closest to them, taking them out. They should be able to crush the guards pulling with their sweep. But if they get out of that, that's fine. Of course, our Mike will respect that the buck dive. Our strong safety will come and keep his outside arm free and play outside in. Forcing the play back into our Sammy from the outside with the sweep. The corner will also be there as well, providing outside leverage. And really either watch for a sweep or a sally back the opposite way off of it. Not really too much concerned about the passing game. We'll be in we'll play deep thirds basically with the Sammy, the free, and the corner, and then we'll play with the split corner man to man. And that's how we're going to play it. We're not going to do a whole lot to try and get us out of position just because we have to stay home for certain things.
All right. It's our Z shallow play. The wing's going to come across right at like linebacker depth or 3 yards. And as we're taking our drop, we're eyeing him. And if there's a blitz coming, if they do send somebody right off the bat, we're going to try to get the ball to him immediately. If that backer does carry him across, then we'll continue to drop and watch him go to the next backer. If that backer drops into coverage, then we're going to try to throw it to him on the run. If that will backer then picks him up, then we look to throw the dig in front of the free safety as they're dropping off into their cover 3. We're going to try to dig it up in front of them and try to take that about 10 to 12 yard dig play and try to complete that. The other thing that the reason I was kind of thinking this might work is we did see the man coverage on him on the first play. So if that corner was manned up on our X receiver that's running the dig, we might be able to flare it out quickly to our back that was offset weak and try to get out on the edge to that running back. But if they did drop into cover 3 like that, it would depend on that will backer. Does he take our crosser or does he take the back? And we're hoping that one of the two is going to come open to the weak side of our formation. That's the goal of it as we drop. Stop our jet by really trying to, as we pull out there, getting their hip and run with them. So that's what we're trying to take advantage of on this play. So to the defense, our goal is to make it look exactly the same. And instead of giving the jet sweep to the strong side, we're giving it to the fullback on our gut play. So what happens is we have our guard pull, and this guy tries to get right in his pocket and chase him. So we're basically not blocking that defender. And what we're trying to do is hit this back as close as we can to the nose here, okay, with the fold block of the guard folding right up for the mic, and the play side tackle and tight end are blocking our trap play. And we're trying to hit it up there as fast as we can, probably because we got from the press box that, hey, they're chasing down our jet, they're beating us on it. So then we're trying to take advantage of that over pursuit by their defensive lineman and see if we can hit it up inside with that play. The crucial blocks here is that a fold block of getting the center back on the nose, the guard up to the mic, and if the mic is like kind of stepping with the jet, or if he's not honoring that A gap, it makes it easier because he'll kind of run past the play. But if he's coming downhill, we got to be ready to cut off that, just like we do on trap. So for the fullback, it doesn't change much for him, but for the center and guard, it's a little different version of our trap, and we call it gut. And so we're trying to take advantage of real aggressive interior defensive linemen that are going to chase down our pulls.
We're going to be in man-to-man. We're going to try and press the issue now. So we're not just going to kind of stay back anymore. We've got, of course, the outside guy lined up in man, but now our corner is going to take that slot. He'll follow him in motion, or if he stays there, he's going to take him. The left wing, that is. And our strong safety is going to take the right wing in man-to-man. This time we're also going to send the Willie, though, with a little bit of pressure into that A gap as well. And the three tech, our tackle, he's going to do what he does. If he pulls, he'll crush the hip. If he stays, he's just going to base block. He'll try and create a double team and read from there. Our end is going to set the edge, and our sandwich is going to make the play. On the wide side of the field, we're going to play match quarters actually, and it's really going to depend on what the routes of the receivers are. Ideally, if number 3, you know what? For simplicity's sake, we're just going to play quarters. Okay, we're just going to play quarters. We've got corner playing one quarter. We've got the strong playing one quarter. And we've got the Sammy staying in the hook and only going to the flat when the quarterback's load takes him to the flat. Since it's 4th and 14, we're not going to guard that small area. We want the trap to go in the area. We want the ball right there. On the backs, we'll have Mike kind of watching number 3, waiting for anything, but particularly waiting for anything crossing inside between the tight end and number 3, or because the Sammy will also put up a little wall and try not to let number 2 cross his face. If he does, just slow him down. That's all we're trying to do. Don't give him a clean release. The Willie on the other side is also doing the same thing. He'll be eyeballing the tight end, not allowing that quick little vertical for the top pass, and also pushing him and waiting for the corner route from either the tight end or the corner route from the wing. We'll be in cover 2 on that side. So we've got the free safety playing the deep half. We've got the corner playing the flat, but it's going to be a deeper flat. It's going to be a flat that's like about 10 yards, again, forcing anything, and we'll make the open field tackle. We want the ball to go as close as horizontal to the line of scrimmage for release as possible.
What we're trying to do here is if he's going to have 2 high safeties like that, there's a couple ways I guess we could play it. If we know if it's a split field coverage or if it's just straight cover 2 all around. But what we're going to try to do to the trip side here is we're going to try to go fade, okay, which if he's in quarters here, that corner's probably has him. We're going to go with the dig, okay?
Yep.
And we're going that number 3 is going to shoot and then wheel. So we're looking initially at that fade first to the wheel route, and then we would come back across. If for some reason both those are covered, we're trying to get it to that wheel in that case because of the quarters coverage. Then we would on the other side of the field, we got a twist going on trying to split those safeties. So there we got that tight end doing a flag route, and then that our wing, it's releasing vertical, and then he hits the post. So that dig and post are kind of coming across each other. So if we couldn't hit that wheel, this is 4th down and 14, and we're scrambling around. We're gonna try to get that Z, who might get lost in the mix there because he kind of gets into that hole late. He would be the third read, where QB just has to throw it up and try to make the play there. But we're initially going fade to wheel, and then if all crumbles and we're scrambling, we got to try to hit that post because we need 14 yards. Running it in from that point or scrambling is probably not going to get us there.
For me, I'm all about learning, and stepping out of my comfort zone. And this was a definite step out of my comfort zone. I normally handle the pass defense, and Coach Gaskins concoct the front seven and do all that fun stuff. But this was actually a great growing experience. One of my things that I was talking to him tonight in the weight room, and I was like, man, I hope it's not something about the wing T. I hope it's just spread and it'll be a piece of cake for me to do. And I tell you, my stomach dropped right when they said, wing T. I was like, oh no, it couldn't have been any more dramatic than that.
Yeah,
I did learn a lot.
I think this is a good experience for any coach to kind of come on here and think through things. And I tried to, do some of the basic real things that we do. I didn't, go into any of the exotics. We actually do a lot of shifting. So we'll line up in that, and then we'll trade tight ends, trade wings to get our backs in a strength, or our tight ends to a different strength, and do that right before the snap so that the defense has to align to the one thing and then go to the next quickly. That's one of the ways that we try to get an advantage. But a lot of times, we will stay in one formation and then just kind of continue to see, okay, this is how they're stopping the sweep. Is it opening this pass? Is it opening this other run? So there's, we try to mix in some complexity with it, but at the same time, when we made 6 yards on the first three, it wasn't until the third play that we got 6 yards, right? We were losing or breaking even there at the beginning, and and that puts us, that as a wing T team, that puts us in a position where now we're out of our comfort zone and we have to go to some of these things. And that's something that, as an offense, we keep trying to develop. How can we make that hybrid between what we do in what is our base, and then when we move to the pass game and having a solid run game out of some of those same spread-like formations is what we've been really working on to improve. So, it improves us as coaches, as thinking through those situations, because 4th and 14 at the end of a game, I'm not running trap, because it'll probably be my last game at that high school. I have done that before, I've done some of those things, but, you got to be able to think through some situations and get the ball in the hands of the playmakers that you have, and that's what we try to do.